Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Transcendental Tuesday. It's Tuesday, you know we're going to be here. So, while we wait for people to come through the door, so Alan's showing me coming through the door, say hi if you are here and let us know where you're from, where you are, where you're watching. Ellen says, where you want to be. Maybe you don't want to be where you are. Maybe you want to be somewhere else. Just let us know. Say hi. And if you've joined StreamYard, we'll be able to see your name. And if you haven't, we won't be able to, but we will, make do with that. So we want to get right into, hi, Vivian. Hi, Patricia. We want to get right into a subject tonight about healing grief. But before we do, I want to talk a little bit about grief, which most of us who have lost a loved one are both familiar with. Hi, Cindy. Glad you could join me. So grief is, in my opinion, and you can let me know what you think, but I think grief is when we are focused on the past and look back to the past. And of course, we don't see our loved one here with us now, so we look back to the past, don't we? And then we mourn the past that no longer is. And and we kind of get stuck in that. And we don't look in the moment, like what's going on now. We it's hard for us to even look to the future because we can't envision them with us in that future. And they really can be with us, but clearly it's going to be in a new way. And we don't yet know what that is. Like, what's it going to look like? Is that even going to be enough? I know that when Alan told me that he would be able to give me everything I ever wanted except for not having a body, and I thought, what? How does that work? How does that work? You're not going to have a body, but you can give me everything I wanted. Like, I didn't know how that would work. And he said, you'll see. So I invite you to take a deep breath and just be in your emotions for now, the grief that you're feeling right now. Just let it come up. Not that you could probably really try to suppress it. I mean, you could try to suppress it, and people do, but please do not do that. The reason you don't want to do that, the reason you want to just feel whatever you feel, grief, sadness, anger, resentment, confusion, worry, whatever it is, you want to feel into that because the only way to clear it is to go through it, right? The only way to heal it, to release it, is to actually experience it. If we hold back, if we repress it, if we stuff it in, we get stuck. The energy just backs up. We get stuck and it doesn't go anywhere. It's not like you can make it go away just by willing it to. The way to make it go away, if you will, is to just feel it, to just go all in and feel it. It's just that, we're raised to be uncomfortable with our feelings, or we're told not to cry, or not to get angry, or just not to have those feelings right now or ever. And so with those messages, we shut down. Little kids shut down. And that's a tragedy really, because we're meant to just have our emotions and embrace all of it, even the anger, because we'll get through it. Because guess what? Sometimes anger is appropriate. It's appropriate if somebody's taking advantage of you, if they're abusing you or somebody you love. It's appropriate to put your foot down, to yell, maybe even scream, maybe take action. It's appropriate that those feelings have a place. We're not saying that you should go into a rage and become violent. That when that oh yeah, I'm saying when that happens, the person has all this pent up anger that now just explodes out of them. And so a lot of the people you see kind of going ballistic and doing violent things, they've just been stuffing their emotions forever maybe, or certainly for years, and they just went off like a powder keg because they one more thing happened and they couldn't hold it anymore. And you can look around our world and see that the world is full of people who are just holding everything in. With grief, we can't do that. It becomes almost impossible because the loss is so unbearable to us. So cry, let those tears come, don't hold back. Know that this is an up and down cycle. It'll hit you without warning. I know it did me. I would be in a state of, I would say, bliss really for days, like because of Alan and things that he was saying and the love he was giving me. And it was euphoric. It was truly was euphoric. And then I'd hit something. It's like I'd hit some pocket of resentment that I didn't know that I was holding onto. I thought that I'd cleared all of it, but you only can clear what you can clear. You can't clear all of it in one go, just like you can't detox your body of toxins all in one go, because if you were to do that, your body actually becomes overwhelmed. It's too much. So the detox pathways of the body, which do exist, they become overwhelmed, and the person could actually die of detoxing because the body's like, I can't take it, I can't take it, I can't release all these poison, and it will just shut down. So you are going to be going through your journey, releasing whatever emotions, sadness, anger, resentment, because chances are your loved one wasn't perfect. I know mine wasn't. He's like nodding his head, going, okay, let's not talk about that too much. But nobody's perfect. I wasn't perfect. He wasn't perfect. And very few people have a perfect relationship. If you did, I'm so happy for you, but about 99% of us don't have that. And there's a reason. This is not a problem. It's because we're here to learn and grow and to have some sort of contrasting experience. So it's really normal. The beautiful thing is when your loved one crosses over, we can reclaim that love and actually it can actually grow and blossom into something even more beautiful than when what it was when they were here. Even if you did have a wonderful relationship. And if your relationship wasn't perfect, like mine was, he says like ours was, you it can be, let's say, more perfect. Now, I don't want to say it'll be completely perfect because as long as we're in a body, we're just not perfect. We're not meant to be. It's not going to happen. But we can be happier. We can be more abundant. We can be more fulfilled. We can have a lot more than we could have had, certainly when they're gone. Like we don't have to be depressed. We don't have to be grieving forever. And I really don't want that for you or anyone else because sadly there are people who suffer the loss of someone and they grieve for decades or for the rest of their life until they leave this world. That doesn't have to happen to you. Your loved one on the other side doesn't want that for you at all. They want you to live. If you're still here, they want you to live and enjoy life and connect with them as best you can. And you can do that, and it will get stronger. There's a certain journey to that is unique to everybody, but you definitely can feel their love in a new way. You're going to create a new relationship. So, so today we're going to do a healing by first by introducing you to your future self. So I need to talk to you about, what does that mean? What do you mean future self? Like how is that possible? I have a future self. Well, it comes back to the idea that we're multidimensional, just like our loved one is multidimensional. That's why Alan can be with a whole bunch of people at one time. I've had people tell me that he was there with them while he was here with me, or that two other people said, yeah, he showed up, or I talked to him, or he helped me with this and that at one time. Okay, he can do that. But guess what? So can you and I. We're just not aware of it. But the truth is, we exist on multiple timelines of reality. Let me talk about that for a minute. But our loved one is multidimensional, and we are too. I just want you to sit with that. It might take a while for you to really understand that. If you want to go look into quantum physics and all that good stuff, you can do that. It kind of help you explain the idea of what reality really is. But but what it comes down to is where you place the bulk of your attention and focus your energy is the timeline that you will create. What I mean by that is the future isn't fixed. We do know that. Future is not fixed. You have multiple timelines that you're creating in this moment based on thoughts and beliefs and what you're feeling right now. And where you put more of your attention and focus, your energy on. Like, for example, if you were to now focus on, all right, I want to connect with my loved one. I want to clear any fears or resentments and issues I have. I can see us together. I can feel that that's the timeline, the reality that I want to have and create. So I'm focusing all my energy there rather than focusing on the loss of them, that they're not here, bemoaning the fact that maybe they were taken too soon or it was just unfair what happened. And don't get me wrong, totally fine for you to feel that way. I felt that way for sure. But the sooner you can kind of move through that and really hone into what you want now, right? Like in the present and going forward in the future, you're starting to lay down kind of like the railroad tracks, if you will, to a new life with them that they can then traverse. You're laying out this road that you keep saying you make it a railroad. Okay, a railroad to them so they can move closer to us. But if we don't do that, it's kind of we're kind of stuck. So so the more you can kind of be hopeful and envision the possibility of that, even if you're not sure how that's going to happen. Like I wasn't sure how it was going to happen. I really wasn't. Like, what are you talking about? How are you going to give me everything I ever wanted? And there was a lot of times when I wasn't sure what that really was about, that he slowly showed me. It wasn't like it was made clear, and I later found out it had to be a little bit, let's say, oblique, because I needed to teach this, because I needed to go through it. I had to be put through my paces. I had to kind of be tested and had to understand certain things in order to teach other people. A lot of people will have an easier time. A lot of people will have a harder time. I mean, there's all across the board. It's your journey will be your journey. But I can tell you with absolute certainty that your future self exists on that timeline of reality that you've created simply by thinking that, okay, I believe it's possible for me to be with my loved one while I'm still in a body. Maybe not fully, like he won't have a body, but I could be with him, see him, feel him, hear him, interact with him or her while I'm still here. I don't know what that looks like, but I can feel into that. I can envision that in my way, right? And when you do that, you are setting off that timeline of reality. You're creating it. And the more you think of that, the more you focus on that, the more you dream of that, the more energy you're putting into it, right? So today in a bit, I'm going to guide you through connecting with your future self, who's already done this, who's already accomplished it, who already connected with your loved one, whoever he or she is, and is living with them in your future, whether that future exists a year from now, 2 years from now, 6 months from now. Wait, I don't know. But wherever that timeline exists, you are now really beginning to seed it, like seeding it, putting energy into it, envisioning it, feeling it, dreaming it, right? That's what I I want for you. I hope for you that you're open to it. And if you're not, that's fine. You can just say, I don't want that, and it won't happen. But that is a timeline of reality. It is. It truly is. The other timelines, probably not as, let's say, not as rewarding, not as happy, not as fulfilling, probably a bit more lonely. They might be okay to other people, and it might be fine for you. It depends on what you want, really what you want. But I will tell you, as one who laid down her own pathway and traveled it, and it when it was bumpy and it wasn't easy. But I will tell you that on the other side of it, there's only peace and there's only joy. And there is no missing them. Really, there isn't. I'm still astonished by that. And Alan had promised me that. He said, the day will come when you won't miss me at all because you'll know that I'm here and you'll feel me and you'll hear me and you'll see me in your mind and you'll have no doubt. So why would you miss me? And you won't even necessarily, he said, miss my body because I'm going to connect with you physically in a whole other way. And that way that I connect with you is going to keep deepening and changing and it's going to blow your mind. And it is blowing my mind. And I've heard from some people who are having probably even more mind-blowing experiences of a physical, not I'm saying physical, non-physical nature, meaning that it's not like this, right? Not like 3D like this, but it's still physical. Feeling goosebumps, feeling a rush of energy, feeling as if a hand is touching you, but it's not really a physical hand, that kind of thing. Absolutely can happen. Absolutely can happen. The only limit, the only thing that is stands in our way as to what we can experience really is our belief system. That's what I finally came to understand. At first I thought Alan had said that there are things that limit interaction between the two worlds. And he did say that, but then he went on to explain what he really meant. And he said, it's not like there is a law. It's not like there's a spiritual law out there that says there should not be contact between the non physical and the physical world. There is no such law as that. It's just what we believe. So we can look around us and see in our world that the mass majority of people believe that this is impossible, correct? So because of that, we've been brainwashed. We just take that as truth and there you go. You know, we agree with it and we create that our reality. But more people are beginning to understand the truth that the other side is right here with each person that has a mediumship reading or has contact of their own with their loved one or has some other unusual paranormal experience, that veil just keeps thinning for the collective because our individual veils, if you will, our beliefs make up the collective veil. So we are the ones that limit ourselves, really. And it's going to become easier and easier. I'm already seeing it with people, easier and easier to connect with the other side and feel them, see them, hear them. You do not have to be psychically gifted to do this. You don't even have to take formal training to do this. I want everyone to understand this. If you do, that's great. More power to you. Go take a class. Absolutely. In fact, we're going to teach channeling. I believe channeling is actually an easier process to me of making contact and of clearing our fears and issues and evolving spiritually. Because I know that happened to me in about less than 6 months. And we're excited about helping other people go through that too, because that will connect you to your loved one as well. But let's step back a little bit here because I want you to understand that this is more than about, I mean, as amazing and important as it is that for us to connect with our loved ones, and we all want that, including myself, you're here on your spiritual journey, right? You have a purpose for being here. Your loved one is there for you. He or she will always be there for you, but you have a purpose for living and being here. They want us to live with them, not necessarily for them. Like, in other words, to always live with them at our side and interacting with them and having their support and giving them our support too, because Alice says he needs me as much as I need him, and your loved one feels the same. But we're here still to learn and grow. We can't give that up and say, well, I'm just focusing solely on him or her, and I'm not paying attention to working on myself and healing any of my issues. No, that's what everyone came here for. So that job, if you will, actually moves to the forefront when they pass over, in my opinion. Okay. And I know it's not going to be for everybody right away because in the beginning you're grieving and you got to deal with that. And I certainly had to do that. But as soon as that grief kind of eases, and you feel like, okay, I feel I'm connecting with him or her. I feel lighter. Then the next thing is to look at, well, what do I need to change? What do I need to let go of so that my energy can be lighter and I can feel freer and happier, because the happier you are, the lighter you are, the more easily you can connect with them. That's what happened to me. I realized that the happier I was, the louder I could hear him, the more I could see him, the more I could feel him. And when I was more kind of down and doubting or angry, I still could, but it wasn't with the clarity that I have now. And it just keeps getting stronger. I just want you to hold that in your mind, that you're still here for your own growth, and your loved one is here to help you, because they're on the other side now and they're still growing and learning. So they want to help you. They want to help you, and they so that you can join them while you're still in a body, because you can. You don't have to die and drop your body to connect and interact and feel and collaborate, even work together, play together, enjoy life together. You can do all of that together, all of it. And and this is only the start of your journey. Okay, so your future self knows this. Your future self is there is there waiting for you and wanting to encourage you, is reaching back in time. And by the way, when we talk about time, everything exists right now. Past, present, future, everything exists right now. There is no really past or future. It's all happening one time, same time. Multiple timelines of reality, and time and space doesn't exist and everything's happening now. So we can go back to the past by, in our mind, traveling back there, but it's really not a place. It's just it's happening right now, and that's why you can even change the past by rewriting your memory of the past. And Alan says that's an exercise for another life, where we go back and change the past and therefore change your present and your future. But all of it is changeable. Just like, think of it like your life is a movie, and if you're the director, the producer, the actor, you're everything in the movie of your life, you can take that piece of film and go edit it and say, well, I don't like that piece. I'm going to change that, or I'm going to act that out a different way and splice that in and have a different ending. That is how reality is in truth, and how you can approach your healing the past. But again, he's saying, okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves to another subject. Oh, I see. Okay, Marie, Marie wrote something interesting. Humankind has been endeavoring to lift the veil between this world and the next, believing the veil now is impenetrable. However, today, as we learn more than humanity has ever known about who we are in eternity and the nature of life after this life, our vision is clearing, and we see for the first time there is no veil. There never was a veil. Humankind created the mythology of veil, separating two worlds. There is only one world. We've always been integral with both. Yeah, that's so true. I mean, that is the reality. The veil is a matter of perception. And there are people who actually do see through the veil quite clearly and have trouble discerning between who's in a body and who isn't in a body, because they all look solid. They all look solid. So here's the deal. If one person can do that, that means other people can do that. That's how it is. One person can do something, other people can do it too. Might need more practice, might need work harder at it, but what any one person can do, others can do. And we should take heart in that, like, right? All right, so let's just get into this right now. I want you to get relaxed. And if any emotion comes up, just let it come up. Because what I'm seeing and feeling is that your future self has a lot that he or she wants to share with you. But you're going to have a reunion of sorts. You're going to get a chance to meet your future self and talk to him or her and ask questions, even ask for guidance. Even one of the things I would suggest you ask is just for advice, like about whatever. If, of course, if you want advice about how to better connect with your loved one, you can ask for that, but you can ask about anything. And once you do this, by the way, you can go in and connect with your future self and ask them anything later about anything else that comes up, right? And they will advise you, all right? So, all right, so let's do this then. So get comfortable wherever you are. I hope you're not going to be disturbed. Get comfortable and just close your eyes. Take a deep cleansing breath in and release it and let go any stress you're holding in your body. Another breath in, and on the exhale, let go any energies that do not belong to you. Let go of any emotions that belong to others. Another deep breath in, and on the exhale, allow your body to become more relaxed. And as you continue to breathe, you'll become more and more relaxed. And just breathe easily, naturally, knowing that with each breath in and out, you become more relaxed and you feel centered and you feel peaceful. Now focus your awareness in the center of your head. And there in the center of your head, I'd like you to see a light. It might look like a candle, the flame of a candle. It might just look like a star. You see a point of light in the center of your head. And see that light expanding, growing brighter and brighter until it fills your entire head. Feel that light going down your neck, into your throat. Feel that light going into your chest, filling your heart, your lungs. Feel that light going down your arms. Feel the light pouring out of the palms of your hand. See, feel, or imagine the light fountaining out of your hand, with the light pouring into your space around you, filling your aura. Bring that light down into your stomach, into your pelvis, down into your thighs, your legs, your feet. Let the light pour out of the bottoms of your feet, and let that light go down to the center of the earth, where it anchors you and grounds you to the earth. And as it does that, as the light connects to the center of the earth, I want you to pull up the earth energy from the center of the earth. Pull up this beautiful earth energy up through your feet, up through your legs, up into your pelvis, into your stomach, into your chest, up to your shoulders and your neck, down your arms, out your hands again, fountaining out of your hands. Let that earth energy go all the way up to the top of your head. And now at the top of your head, let that earth energy and the light mix together. The light and the earth energy is all blending and mixing, filling your entire body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Letting that energy fountain out of the top of your head. And now added to this, I want you to, using the power of your intention, to reach out into the cosmos. We're going to bring down cosmic energy that's perfect for you because we are born from the stars. We're not from Earth. So, pulling down some cosmic energy that is unique and perfect to you and for you. Bringing that energy in the top of your head. Mix it up with the light and the earth energy. All that energy moving through and filling your entire body. And just feel into that. See if this feels like coming home to who you really are, to who you always have been. And if you feel it, great. And if you don't, it's okay too. Take a deep breath in and integrate these energies into every cell of your body. Feel it upgrading you, feel it healing you. If you're in agreement, set the intention to release any grief you're ready to release in this moment. Let whatever emotion you feel come up. And if you don't feel anything, that's fine too. Don't force anything. Just allow yourself to have your experience. And now at the top of your head, I want you to envision a beautiful halo. This is your halo because you're an angel as well as an elemental, as well as a fairy, as well as everything in the universe. You're certainly an angel. So envision the halo that is yours. And as you envision this halo, calling on this halo to begin to pull any denser energies, including grief, but it's not necessarily going to be limited to grief, any energies that no longer serve you, limiting beliefs, fears, resentments, anything that you're ready and willing to let go of. Just feel that halo pulling it. Feel the pulsing of this light coming from the halo, just pulling it up, transmuting that energy into the halo so that it is transformed. Just let it all go. And again, if you're feeling any emotion, just let yourself feel into that. And if you are in agreement and willing to have it kept in place, you can leave that halo there to keep attracting, clearing, and transmuting what you no longer need. You can activate it by simply seeing it in your mind's eye and setting the intention to release what you want to release. Remember, when we say release, we're talking about feeling something and letting it go, not releasing in terms of trying to make it go away or shutting it down, but stepping into what we feel and letting it go, sending it into that halo. Okay, beautiful. And now, lastly, I'd like you to go into your heart, be in your heart space. And now we're going to call forth your future self. And I'd like you to see him or her walking towards you on this beautiful, expansive beach. Your future self is in the distance. and he or she is walking towards you. You see them walking towards you slowly, and as they come closer, you can see them more clearly. You can see what they're wearing. You can see how youthful they look. They probably do look youthful, even though this is your future self. Just see them coming towards you. And as they come towards you, feel the sense of recognition and joy and love. This is the you that you really are. It's the eternal you, the real you without any fear or inhibitions, any limitations. And as your future self comes right there up to you, if you feel like it, embrace your future self. Give them a hug, or at least hold their hand. Look into their eyes. Ask them what you want to ask them. Ask them how things are going to turn out for you. Ask them for what guidance you would like to receive. Ask them what can you do now to feel more joy, love. And know that now that you have connected with your future self, they're part of you. And all you need to do is reconnect with them in your mind on that beach. And they are there to support you, to call you forward to the life that you've always wanted, life with your loved one, the life that you deserve to live, the life that is possible for you to live. Just give you a few more moments with your future self, but know that you can return at any time. So now, whenever you're ready, you can take all the time you want. Whenever you're ready, you can bring yourself back into your body and open your eyes. Okay. All right. I know some of you are asking me if I can see your comments in the feed. Yes, I can. But I can't really reply in the feed. StreamYard doesn't let us post comments. So I hope that felt right and true to you. I know it might be a little mind bending for some of you to think, wait, I have a future self. Like, who the heck is this person? But you do. You have this other selves. You do, and you know that when you cross over, I'm just helping you stretch a little bit to understand who you really are before you cross over, because you can. You can come to understand who you truly are before you quote die and leave your body behind. And that would be good to do to kind of more merge with who you really are because it makes your transition into the next world so much easier. So much easier. Oh, Maria said she cried. Okay. That said felt peaceful. I'm glad. Beautiful. Oh, you went way out. Maria said she cried. Okay. Yes, this is like coming home to you, right? We launched this timeline of reality if what you want is to evolve and connect with your loved one. And now we're anchoring you to that. This is what we're and Al and I are energetically doing. We're actually anchoring, helping you anchor, and we're not doing it to you, we're doing it with you. This is only if you want. If you don't want it, you can simply say, I don't want this. Forget it. I don't want this. If you want it, then we're lending our energies, his he's saying his celestial energy, if you will. And by the way, and your loved one is helping you too because they're powerful. I don't want you to think, and I'm pushing Alan aside, telling him, he's not the only one who's powerful. Your loved one on the other side is very powerful. So they're helping you too. So we're anchoring you to your future self who knows what's possible, that anything is possible as long as you believe it. So we're casting this connection, for you and really anchoring it so that you can live it. Okay, as long as you really want to. Now it's up to you. You have to do the heavy lifting of it. You have to continue to let go of your doubt and just go all in and believe and trust. We can't do that for you, but we can certainly energetically strengthen that connection to your future self. Does that make sense? And someone says they wept when they saw her. Yes, of course. It's like seeing. Oh, Alan's saying it's like seeing your best friend forever. Like, why wouldn't your future self be your absolutely best friend forever? That is you. That's the most highly evolved version of you that loves you unconditionally. And this is a way to, yes, to love yourself too. Because of course your future self loves herself unconditionally, loves everyone else unconditionally. And she wants that for you. And by the way, if we want to connect with our loved ones on the other side, we do need to love ourselves unconditionally because they love us unconditionally and we need to be a match. So if we're harboring feelings of, self-loathing or we're not good enough or any of that, we're basically holding ourselves small, we're holding ourselves below them. It's harder for us to really merge and connect. Doesn't mean you can't. I'm not saying you can't connect, but we're talking about degrees and every little bit counts. As it really does matter. Every little bit of love that you can feel for yourself and others, all of that counts. So if you don't have that, you need to find a way to open up to that. And you're embracing your future self is one way to do that because she or he knows what unconditional love is and has become it personified and can help you do the same by you merging. And this is a way for you to get your own guidance too. Alan's laughing. He says, forget the angels, ask your future self. Because guess what, guys? He's saying, you are an angel. So, what better angel to advise you than your own angel self, right? And as you do that, the powerful thing of it is you more blend with her so that you can live as her in this world, live as your soul, because your future self is your soul. And we just kind of gave your soul a body, if you will, an identity that is more relatable because you go, yeah, that's me. I can see me. I mean, I might look a little different when I saw my future self. She looked a little different. I know when I saw mine, she looked a little different, but I recognized her as me. So there you go. Ellen's going, okay, our job is done. You don't need us anymore. You can all go home. You don't need us anymore. We don't. Our work is done now and forever. We can leave this world. Of course, we can't leave this world, but it doesn't have to be complicated or hard to clear grief, heal grief, and be free. It doesn't. Please do not think that. I'm going to close with this one thing, because one of my friends was telling me that he studies shamanism, which I very much respect, and he was saying how in shamanic work there's a long process for release healing fear. Like he was telling me a real complicated process, and I said, "But Ken, I'm saying his name because he's going to watch this later, so I'm going to call him out. So, Ken, really, it's as simple as just feeling your feelings. That it's all about feeling the fear or the anger or the pain or whatever the emotion that you've been resisting feeling will release. That's all the process you need. There's no analysis to it. There's no, I don't know, you can do a ceremony if you will, but it's really about, you still got to feel it because whatever's stuck in here, the only way out is by feeling it. Just like if you get sick, you eat some tainted food. The only way for you to heal is you got to throw it up, don't you? You got to throw up. It has to come out one end or the other. It's got to come out of your body. And on the way out, it doesn't feel very good. It never feels good. Same thing with a negative emotion. It's not going to feel good on the way out. But if you don't get it out, it's going to putrefy and poison you from within. And that's what negative emotion does. It even makes people sick, literally, physically sick, and of course, emotionally sick. We know that. So, really, all you need to do is feel your feelings. It's so simple. That's why a lot of people don't do it because they can't believe it's that simple. So, call in your future self if you need help releasing your emotion and ask them, just help me feel into this. Just help me. I know you've gotten on the other side of it. You're free of it. Just help me release it. Let me feel it. So I just invite you from this point on to just feel whatever you feel. Feel your grief. The more you feel it, the more room you make for the love to come in. That's what Alan told me. He said, just cry. He'd have me just come to bed and cry and cry and cry till I couldn't cry anymore. Then he'd say, okay, now there's more room for me to send you my love. But if you hold on to your pain, he says, I can only give you so much. And now that all of my pain is gone, all of my resentment is gone, all of my fear is gone, all of it is gone, definitely all of it's finally gone, there's only joy. There's only love. It doesn't mean I don't have problems in my life, but they're more 3D problems like what is wrong with my computer today or things like that, or how come somebody dinged my car or something like that, right? It's not the intense emotional problems or emotions of loss or grief. I don't have any of that. I'm happier than I've ever been before because I have me. And I would like to support you in having all of yourself too and being free, not just free of the grief, but free of whatever fear or limiting belief is holding you back in your life. And our loved ones want that for us too. They don't just want to have the reunion with us. They want that, of course, number one. But number two, really, right after that, is they want us to be free within our being. So we can live here empowered and truly happy. Okay. All right. So we went on long enough. And, Alan's saying, but we need to go this long. And if you have questions about what we just did, or you have comments, please post them below. Questions, we'll come back to them later. Please share your experience. As I've said in the group before, through other posts I've shared, the more you share your journey with your loved one, like what's happened to you, whatever you're comfortable sharing, of course. I don't want you to feel pressured to share more than you're comfortable sharing, but whatever you can share, you're helping them become more real in this world. You're helping them really anchor their energy here by sharing your story. So if you feel shy, I totally get it, but I invite you to just share some small thing or big thing, whatever you want to share. And the more you do, you strengthen that connection in that railroad track. You're building that bridge to heaven to them by doing that. They don't want to just exist in your mind, in your thoughts, or in you speaking aloud to them in your home. They want to exist in the world. And one way to do that is to write about them, to share what they're telling you, what you're experiencing with them, to whatever degree you're comfortable sharing. Okay. And so yes, this is recorded. It will be able to be rewatched in the group. And so you can rewatch this, do the exercise again. And until next time, we send you our love and keep feeling, right? Keep feeling your feelings. It's what makes life worth living is our feelings. On the other side, they're pure emotion. They're so emotional and they're comfortable with that. They're not stuck in negative emotion. They like to feel all their feelings because they know it just moves through them. And then there's another feeling and then another feeling. That's how it's supposed to be in life. Just live like he's showing me riding the waves on the ocean. Here's one wave that comes through and it's joy. Then the next wave is kind of a little bit more somber because we're being reflective. We're kind of thinking deeply about something. So we're a little more serious. And then the next wave is a little sadness because, well, life has loss in it. So we get a little sad, but then we let that move through us. And then there's another wave of joy again. Okay, we're just supposed to ride the waves of emotion. Okay, so see you out there in the ocean. You're now a surfer, right? We're all surfing those waves of emotion. All right, love you guys. Until next Tuesday, take care.